Anytime you deliver a debate speech, you're going to be reading evidence that's going to support the arguments that you made. When you read this evidence, every piece of evidence that you read is going to look basically the same because everybody cuts their evidence using the same template called verbatim. That's one of the biggest reasons that we like to use that template is because it makes every card look the same so that you can get really used to knowing what to read and more importantly, what not to read. There are three components of the card that you're looking at that you're going to actually read: the tag, the citation, and the text of the card. The tag is the claim that the card is making that the evidence is going to support, and that tag should be written either in your own words or in the words of the person that cut the card. The tag is at the top of the card above the citation, and it's in bold print. Next, you read the citation. Specifically, you read the author's last name and you read the date that it was published. The rest of the citation is going to be printed in a smaller font because it's important to have it available if somebody requests it, but when you actually deliver the speech, you're only going to read the author's last name and the date. The date usually is the month and the year that it was written. If what is shown as the date is the day and month, then that implies that it's from 2017. So you don't have to read that it's from this year if you're only reading the day and the month. After you've read the citation, then you're going to read the underlined part of the text of the card. There are a lot of words that are going to be in small print, and it's important that they are there in case somebody were to call for the evidence and actually want to see the context of it and make sure that we did not change the intent of the card. But for the sake of making the argument in that debate round, you're just going to read the underlined portion of the text of the card. So to review, you're going to read the tag, then you're going to read the citation, specifically the author's last name and the date, and then you're going to read the underlined text of the card. After you've read that card and the underlined part of it, you will want to look at your judge and explain to the judge what the card just said and why it was important that you read it.
U.S. economy is on a short-term rebound. Strong dollar and Trump policies, but the economy is still fragile. Weissman 613. The Federal Reserve is set to raise short-term interest rates, a vote of confidence in the American economy. United States factories have expanded for 9 straight months, rebounding from a slump caused by cuts in the energy industry and by a strong dollar. The stock market is surging on stronger corporate profits, brightening economic forecasts, and hopes that President Donald Trump and the Republican Congress will cut taxes and regulations. The Fed may be ratcheting up rates partly to take a little air out of a potential bubble in stock prices before it bursts. The Trump administration insists it can lift growth above 3% a year by cutting taxes, slashing regulations, and spending more on roads, bridges, and other infrastructure projects. But most economists are skeptical, and not just because Trump's agenda has been delayed by political turmoil. Already hiring has slowed. The World Bank calls the global economy fragile, warns of risk from rising trade protectionism, political conflict, and possible financial fallout from the Fed's expected rate increases. Sharper than expected rate hikes could, for example, rattle investors and drive up the value of the U.S. dollar as more investors pour money into the haven of treasuries. A strong dollar would in turn hurt U.S. exporters. It would also squeeze foreign companies that borrowed in dollars and would have to put up steadily more money in their local currencies to repay their bills.